Alrighty. I got it to work now. Alright, hello everybody. Technical issues with the mic there for a second. But welcome in to episode 151 of the Full Send Half Mast podcast here on this early December Tuesday, almost the end of 2025. And with that being the end of the motorsports season with Formula One this upcoming weekend, we will talk about the World Championship fight. But by golly, has this been one of the craziest F1 seasons? Max Verstappen We'll talk about him here tonight with the Qatar Grand Prix recap and Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri world title fight coming down to the absolute bitter end, the final race of the season this weekend at Abu Dhabi. And we will be doing a watch party for that. But lots to talk about with Qatar. And how did we get here? How did Max Verstappen get to this point in the season? We'll break it down with you guys tonight. Talk about some of the controversies and the dramas in this race because, boy, this was an interesting race. Very interesting race at Qatar. Also have some Driver of the Week nominees, some Bonehead of the Week nominees, which I think are very fitting for what type of weekend we saw here at Qatar. And like I mentioned, we'll go through the title fight, all the clinching scenarios, break it down as simple as we can to get you guys geared up for this weekend's F1 season finale, World Drivers' Championship to be crowned to one of 3 drivers still mathematically eligible to win this. And then have a little bit of news also that I did mention that I do want to go over here at the beginning of this podcast with you guys. Some F1 silly season stuff, some IndyCar silly season stuff, and then a little bit of NASCAR silly season stuff. And then if we get to it here by the end of the podcast tonight, maybe we'll talk about some of the NASCAR lawsuit, antitrust case dramas upcoming here in this month. Alrighty, let's start off with some news. We got Josh Bilicki being announced full-time with SS Greenlight in the 07 car here in 2026. This team has been kind of a revolving door over the last few years. You've seen a lot of cup ringers on like road courses and whatnot jumping in that car. Josh Bilicki is road course ace specialist guy. He runs the Chili Bowl every year. He's a super late model guy, a pretty diverse driver. I think he's pretty good. I enjoy whenever he's out on the track. I enjoy watching him race. I think he's got some talent. Never really had the equipment. See him in the Cup Series every once in a while with MBM, or he'll sometimes drive in a live fast car. Be interested to see what he could do full time with an SS Greenlight team. Like a mid 20th place team. We'll see what he can do and what kind of success he could bring to that team in 2026 as silly season stuff continues to ramp up. We're going to get more and more of this as we continue on. Also with IndyCar, the Juncos Hollinger team, they have re-signed Stingray Robb back to the 77 car here in 2026 and going to be making another run at it, I guess. I don't know. Juncos Hollinger's not that great of a team as it is. I don't think Stingray Robb's that great of a driver. Flashes, glimpses from time to time. Really, not really any strong suits, I would say. Like, really not on ovals, not really road or street courses. He's just mid at best. But who else was Juncos going to put in that car? I mean, to be honest, all the good drivers getting swapped up or are getting swiped up right now. What else are you going to really do? I mean, it brings funding, brings sponsorship. It's not like a big time name out on the market right now in IndyCar. I guess it's just kind of a meh re-sign, I guess. I don't know. I will go through it with you guys in the offseason for sure with all of the silly season changes in IndyCar, all the new rides, all the new realignments, drivers, teams, everything that's gone on with this IndyCar silly season, which has been absolutely crazy. As you got Dennis Hauger moving in, Jacob Abel's out of ride, Renus VK, Will Power, Colt Herta's gone. I mean, there's just a lot of changes, wholesale changes. Malukas over to Penske. We'll go through a lot of that here in the off season with you guys. It'll be a fun episode to do with the whole IndyCar season preview. Maybe do some preseason rankings or grades for what we expect their seasons to be. Should be a fun podcast we'll do here in the off season. So stay tuned in future weeks for some more IndyCar news. Next, the revolving door that is Red Bull Racing. Wow. Isaac Hadjar is going to be replacing Yuki Tsunoda and moving into that Red Bull seat in 2026. This is bad. This is just bad all the way around. That second Red Bull seat is absolutely cursed. There was an awesome tweet. Can't remember where it was posted, or it was on Twitter who posted it. One of those awesome memes. I think Tom ended up posting it in the Discord. It said, "Congratulations to Isaac Hadjar for the demotion down to Red Bull." Oh man, let's talk about it. Max Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull over the last few years had Daniel Ricciardo there. That ended. Who else? We've had Alex Albon. That didn't last long. We had Sergio Perez. We had Liam Lawson. Now Yuki Tsunoda. It's like they can't find a teammate to stay next to Max Verstappen, which is crazy because of all times to actually need a teammate that was at Max's level right now, especially with this World Championship, which we'll talk about here in a minute. Oh, he needs one. He needs a teammate right now that can finish right behind him P2. You know, because interesting stuff is about to happen to this world title fight. I'll break that all down with you guys here in a little bit because I've got a lot of thoughts and opinions on how this is going to shake out. But man, now we got another guy running into a Red Bull machine, Isaac Hadjar now. And let's be real, me and Tom have praised Isaac Hadjar. Like we were trying to grade the rookies this year, right? Bortoleto, I was pretty high on him coming into the year. He's had glimpses, but I'm starting to lean more to the center, maybe falling off the hype train just a little bit. Talked about Ollie Behrman, who I think is an exceptional talent. Like he, one week, I've said it many times before, one week looks like the best guy on the grid. Then he looks like absolute pedestrian and the worst driver on the grid. Antonelli has shown extreme improvements throughout this year. Granted, he isn't the best car of all the rookies this season, but he's doing a fantastic job continually. And then you have Isaac Hadjar, who I would say is right there with. I would probably put him maybe a little bit ahead of Oliver Behrman. He's had great runs. I mean, you go back, he's had a great run at Monaco. I mean, there's just so many good runs this year. I could break it all down for you. I think he has the talent to be successful. He had that one rough race at the beginning of the season in Australia. And ever since then, he's just put his head down and went to work. I think he is deserving of an opportunity at what you would say, quote unquote, is a top ride, which is the Red Bull seat. But with the success that we've seen out of that seat, or the lack of success we've seen out of that seat, really go back to, I mean, Alex Albon really wasn't successful there. And then you had Sergio Perez, who sure won a few races, but never was close to the level of Max Verstappen. Even when Max Verstappen and Red Bull had the most dominant car for that year and a half, 2 year stretch, Perez was nowhere to be found. Won a couple races, but was never really in the title fight early, but never towards the end. And then you had Liam Lawson in there early this year, and he was an absolute disgrace and pitiful, and jumps in the RB, get one freeze, and he runs better than what he did in the Red Bulls, but still not great. And then they bring in Yuki Tsunoda, which felt like his time was up, right? Felt like it was his turn. He gets in the car, and he's been absolutely pedestrian. And I mean, he had a good run this weekend in the sprint race, but what else has he done this year? And nothing. He's struggling to even score points. It's terrible. So now we're going to throw Isaac Hadjar to the Wolves, and it could be a career-defining moment, good or bad. Could be the right decision and ends up turning this into an absolute success, or jumps in there and flails out like the 4 or 5 predecessors to him. I don't know what to think. We're going to find that out next year. I would like to see him run good. If you have two teammates that are competitive, we've seen it this year with McLaren. As much as I hate McLaren, it's been entertaining to see kind of how that works out in that dynamic. Although it's favoritism and tilted towards one direction, but it's still been entertaining. Like Bottas and Hamilton for a while there, or Rosberg and Hamilton for a while there. There's been some good moments, you know. So, we'll see. But replacing Hadjar in the RB Get One Free team is going to be Lindblad. Formula 2 up to Formula 1 now. I guess he's in the right pipeline. I guess those RB Get One Free, buy one Cash App Visa Toro Rosso for Toro Racing Bulls team hasn't been terrible this year. Let's be real. They have not been terrible. They've had some great runs, great results. It could be a lot to do with Hadjar. Maybe he's just that good. He's been able to adapt to F1 and carry that team to success. I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. It's obviously gonna be a rookie. Not gonna be as strong of a rookie class next year as we had this year, obviously. Especially with the new team on the grid, bringing Botas and Perez over, returning to older veterans in F1. Um, Jack Doohan didn't last very long. Colapinto, I don't think is going to be around very much longer. So out of this rookie class, who survived? Behrman, Hajar, Antonelli, and Bortoletto. Not a bad rookie class. I mean, to be honest, probably the best rookie class we've had in a while. We'll see what Lindblad does next year. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But silly season gets crazier and crazier. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Alpine coming up. It looks like Audi or Sauber Audi has got their lineup set. I don't see any changes at Ferrari or Mercedes. Red Bull's got their change. I don't see a change at McLaren. I don't see a change at Aston. I don't see a change at Haas. So really, it's just that one Alpine seat. Really, is where we're trying to figure out now who's going to be the teammate to Gasly next year. And look who it is right on cue.
Hello, hello. Sorry.
What's up? What's up?
This internet
difficult
here to connect to say the least.
Yeah. It's that hotel internet.
It is hotel internet.
Let's see, how do I get this off the grid? There it is. Alrighty. Well, I just went over news, so we could move past that. There wasn't much news to share, but I think it's time we get into this weekend's racing, man. The sprint race. We'll talk about that first real quick because there's not much to talk about, but Piastri dominates, ends up closing the gap down to 22 points going into Grand Prix Sunday. Looks like Piastri's got all the dominance in the world. Looks like he's got the best car. Outqualified Lando in both the sprint and in the Grand Prix. And then ends up taking the dub. Max Verstappen ends up finishing 4th, which 1 point behind Norris. So he loses a point there. He's down to 25 going into Grand Prix weekend. And then talk about Tsunoda. I talked about him just a little bit with the silly season stuff being replaced there by Hajar. He had a pretty decent run in the sprint, but then he gave that position up straight away to Max Verstappen, playing some team orders there. We have to talk about Ferrari. Man. This had to have been one of the worst weekends I've ever seen Ferrari endure. I mean, Leclerc spins out in qualifying. He's bitching and moaning and complaining on the radio. Hamilton qualifies P18. Like, I think it's like the 3rd worst qualifying. Back-to-back weeks, he qualified 18th or worse. The 2 worst qualifying sessions he's had in like over a decade. The cars look undrivable. What the hell is happening at Ferrari? Did they just give up on this car? Are they looking forward to 2026? Are they done?
Maybe. I just remember our conversation last week when we were talking about setting a standard for how bad race teams can get. Ferrari continues to set the standard. Like, it's just that bad.
I was depressed watching it, dude. Like, it was tough to watch, man. Like,
it makes you feel bad for a homie.
It does, man. And the Ferrari fans, like, for the first time, were actually not really stupid on the internet. They were all pretty damn silent. Like, they were memeing themselves. Like, I should have posted it. I saw one where the guy was like, me in March, and it was like him like talking about what's gonna happen. He's like, Lewis Hamilton, 8th world championship. Leclerc's gonna win 8 races. Hamilton's gonna win 9. He's like, he had like all these stats, like they're gonna podium every week. He had like all the results for the whole season planned out. And then he showed another picture of me in December, and it was him just with a depressed face and no wins. Like 2 podiums. It was just miserable, man. Like, watching the sprint race, like, Leclerc's car just didn't even look planted to the ground. Like, they watched him go around the track every corner. He's like slipping and sliding. Everybody else is like planted and they're just flying through the corners. He's just like dead sideways. You see him like just fighting the wheel, off in a sand trap somewhere. It's like, what the hell is going on with Ferrari? Absolute dumpster. I nominated him for Bonehead of the Week, man. I feel like they deserve it. I mean, what kind of car did they bring out, man? Like, I have no idea. You know that meme where it's like, just look at it. Would you look at that? You know, Like I was gonna post like a short with like a dumpster, and it was gonna be the SF-25. Oh man. All right, let's get into the Grand Prix. Sprint race was entertaining. It kind of shaped up what we're gonna see for the rest of the weekend. Piastri was fast. Let's put this in perspective. I think Piastri had the fastest freaking car. He's the fastest driver by far all weekend long. Gets the initial start. He takes off. I mean, he was gone. Max tried to stay with him for the first 2 turns, but he was gone. I mean, he was probably like 3-4 seconds ahead. Can't go Lando resurfaced again this weekend. Initial start of the race, he can't even go. He gets passed by Verstappen. Almost gets passed by Russell. Almost gets passed by Sainz. And that kind of set up the entire perspective of the race. Like, that's when I realized, okay, this is how this race is going to play out. And then we have a contact on lap 7 with Gasly and Hulkenberg. I chalked this up to a racing deal. I can't nominate either of them for Bonehead of the Week. It looks like 2 guys, both running normal lines, and somehow just collided. Like, it didn't look like Gasly moved up the track. It didn't look like Hulkenberg moved down the track. It looked like they just were at the same spot at the same part of the track, and they collided. I don't know. It was one of the weirdest incidents I've ever seen.
I think the best part is what happens next.
Oh my goodness. Watching this live, dude, my mind was absolutely freaking boiled, right? So we knew going into the race, right? You had to run 25 laps on each set of tires. That was the rule that the FIA put out in front of this race, and that was what was supposed to happen, right? So I'm looking at it, and I'm doing the math in my head. It's 57 lap race? Yeah, 57 lap race. Yeah. And I'm looking at it, it's lap 7 that this caution happens. And I'm watching it live, and I'm sitting there doing the math in my head. I'm like, why not pit right here under a safety car? The field's frozen. You pit here. You run your set of tires to lap, 32, and then you run your next set to the end of the race, and the strategy's nailed. You nailed the strategy when you're on the best strategy. So I'm watching it, and I see Piastri go by the pit lane. I'm like, maybe McLaren knows something that I don't. And then right after him, I see Verstappen dip into pit lane. I'm like, holy shit, Verstappen's going to win this goddamn race now. Like, this is insane. And then I see Norris behind him stay on the track as well. And then I'm starting to second guess myself. I'm like, well, if Max is pitting and the McLarens aren't, maybe they know something we don't. And then after Norris misses pit road, the entire thing comes down pit lane, Tom. What was McLaren doing?
Dude, I have no freaking clue. It was like the entire pit wall was just like I more concerned about just staying in P1 than actually winning the race. You know what I mean? Like it dumbfounds me the amount of dumbfoundness that we were witnessing on McLaren's pit wall. Like, they fully committed to losing the race. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how you're at the top echelon, well, quote unquote, top echelon of motorsports in the world and make a call like that while having the best car and the best driver of the day. Piastri was the best driver of the day. He was. I mean, he just freaking killed it. You know? I don't know how you bottle it that freaking bad. I don't know how you do that. And that's not Piastri's fault at all. That was purely an organizational screw up.
It was god awful. I mean, it basically put them in a position.
It wasn't even close, you know? Like, it wasn't even close.
Oh man. So it put them in a position where they had to pit under green conditions at lap 25, then pit again before the end of the race. And all they could do basically when they got the green was they had to just flat out go as fast as they possibly could. They had to build as big of a gap as they could. At one point, dude, it was like lap 20 of 25, and they had barely even cleared up to like P14. Like if they were to come back on track, they were going to be blending back into deep ass traffic. And then within that 4-lap span, all thanks to freaking Fernando Alonso. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Fernando Alonso basically saved the day for McLaren in this race, prevented them from scoring outside the points, to be honest with you. because he backed up the whole field behind him. But they finally got to the point where they're able to get in front of him. But this is where also McLaren stabs themselves in the foot. If you wanted to win this race, you still had an opportunity with Piastri. You mentioned it. Piastri was the best car all weekend. He was the best driver all weekend. They had the best strategy, had the best pace all weekend. The first pit stop on lap 25, they do like a 3.5 second stop on Piastri. So any chance he would have had to beat Verstappen was gone right there. Like, not only are you losing the 10 seconds for the pit stop compared to the safety car, you're also losing another, 1.5 off of the fast stop off of that. Like, so Piastri got screwed right there. And then they bring Norris in right behind him, and they give him a 2.1 second stop. So, like, make it make sense, dude. Like, McLaren botched this weekend. Absolutely botched this weekend.
So bad. It wasn't even close.
It's like, the way I would describe this end of the season for McLaren, it's like when you watch a March Madness basketball game, right? And like one team is up by like 30 something points in the second half. So then they go into this soft zone defense, and they just basically let the other team shoot threes, and they just bank on them missing shots, getting rebounds, just kind of make the game as quick as possible, but most clock run off as they can. And eventually, like, sometimes it comes back to bite them, and the other team comes back and beats them or gets really close at the end, and they bite their nails. That's how I feel with McLaren right now. They're playing so soft, so conservative, that they can't even strategize a race.
Jay, it's like, it's not even that. It's like they're putting in their third string right now.
It's bad.
I mean, how can, again, like, if you had a 40-point lead in the second half of a basketball game, are you going to put in your third string?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, but in March Madness, let's say you're in quarterfinals, semifinals, would you? No.
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't. No. Well, that's what McLaren's doing.
It's bad.
Dude, it's embarrassing.
The whole thing is embarrassing. Because, I mean, watch after qualifying, when Piastri wins pole, they zoom into the garage, and the whole team looks like their dog died. Like, not a single person was excited that they just scored pole with Piastri.
What is it lately? It's like everything in motorsports now, whether it be commentary or, people after winning pole at a race or whatever, it's like somebody freaking died.
Like a funeral, man.
Yeah. Like somebody spins out on track, and it's like, oh my God, there's his car going back to the garage. Well, who died this time?
Me,
like
inside.
Like, I just, I don't know. It might be one of those weird, just, I don't know, what do you call it? Trend that is going on right now. Just, I don't know, but it's so weird. I know why McLaren's doing it. It's because their boy Norris didn't get it. But
well, yeah, exactly. Well, and then it gets even worse too. Like, I didn't even mention the worst part of this whole strategy call for McLaren. At the final stop of the day, they put hard tires on. Hard tires with like 7 laps to go.
Get it?
You have 7 laps to the end. Put the fucking soft tires on the car and go for it. Put the hard tires on. And then they're like, oh, maybe they're concerned about the wear on these tires. 7 laps. If you can't make 7 laps on a set of softs, you might as well pack it up and not even show up at Abu Dhabi. Like, what are they doing? I mean, bonehead of the week, McLaren, 100%. Absolutely.
Yep.
And it's so fitting because of how clown they are. They clowned themselves so hard this weekend. And I just love to see it, man. I love to see it. Oh, man. And the funny thing is we talked about it with Stella. Nobody knew who this guy was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And now he's getting reamed again on social media by the McLaren cult army, dude. Like, they didn't know who this guy was 3 freaking weeks ago, and now this guy's the most hated man in Formula One. What happened?
I don't know. Maybe they actually did some research, maybe?
They have to blame somebody but Lando. You can't blame Lando. It's somebody else's but Lando's fault.
Yeah, you can't blame Lando. You can't blame Zach.
Yeah. So you blame Estella,
Can't
you
blame the
blame
car.
Piastri.
Yeah. Can't blame the car. The car's too damn good.
I saw somebody, I should have posted this in the Discord too, but there was somebody who was blaming Piastri for Norris not winning this race or finishing second in this race.
What's the logic behind it?
No sense. What is he supposed to do?
The
Park and let him go by?
I don't know. The logic there must be like toilet bowl water or something like that. I don't get that.
I don't get that either. I think that's why I didn't post it, because it just was giving me brain rot. I was like, I can't share this brain rot with the rest of the world, dude. This is bad.
I'm just trying to save the rest of the brain cells that I do have.
Yeah,
all right,
dude. Exactly. Oh man. Oh man. We just talked about Hadjar with the silly season stuff, but man, he had another great run going. I think he was P5, 6 there at the end of the race, right there behind Russell or Antonelli and Norris, and ends up having a puncture late, cost him a good points finish this race. We also need to talk about Antonelli. I want to hear your opinion on this, because my opinion keeps changing by the hour. I've been thinking about this a lot, but when I saw it live, it looked like Antonelli gave that spot up to Norris. It really did.
Yeah.
Then they show the onboard of Norris, and it looked like Antonelli maybe had a little bit of understeer, maybe got a little sideways, overcorrected, got out of the throttle. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of hate on X, though.
Well, it's his first time at Qatar, right?
Yeah.
And for him to be running what, P4?
Yeah.
At the time?
Yeah, with 2 laps to go.
With 2 laps to go, with a car that he's never been to that racetrack with. I thought about this a lot too. And I'm not trying to defend him either, because how are you going to bottle a P4 like that? You know, especially at a new track with a new car and stuff like that. I mean, he deserves to be clowned on for that, I think. But I sincerely think that he did make a mistake, honestly. I think it was a mistake.
Yeah, I agree.
At first, I was like, are you kidding me?
Same.
McLaren is going to other teams now and asking them to mess up? Like, you got to be absolutely kidding me. Like, this is crazy. You know, and then you go back and look at the replay and you're like, maybe he did make a mistake. I'm willing to admit he probably made a mistake.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm leaning on this as well. Like, as much like as it feels like there's some puppet masters playing around in F1 right now. Like, I feel like, I don't know, man. I can't put it past McLaren for doing that, but still, like, it does. I feel like he did make a mistake. It just, yeah, like you said, dude. Can you believe it? If that conspiracy theory was true, how desperate McLaren would have to be to go to another team to get a spot for Lando. Which makes the world a difference, and we'll talk about that here in a second. But actually, we'll talk about it now. World Championship. It's down to 12 points. Me and you came on the podcast last week and we said the only way we feel comfortable for Max winning this has got to be down to 10. Well, he didn't quite make it to 10. It would have been 10 if Antonelli would have stayed in front of Norris, which changes the entire world, honestly. Because if Max wins and Lando finishes P4, Max gets the tiebreaker and the world championship. That's the simplest way to put this. If with Antonelli held that position, Max wins and Norris finishes P3, Max would have won the world title with the tiebreaker. So it's like now Lando's got a little bit more leeway where he can finish third or second now and still win the world title instead of only having to finish second. So that's big difference right there. I guess when it comes to this world title fight, Tom, I think Piastri's done. I was looking at some of the clinching scenarios for Piastri, and
it's pretty. It's a stretch, man.
It's a very big stretch. I mean, he's gonna need Norris and Verstappen to basically run into each other. Like, that's essentially what he's gonna need to happen. Like, it's realistic to happen that he could win this with some weird scenarios, weird safety cars. We've seen weird shit in F1 before, but it just feels way out of reach. And plus the way this season's gone, Tom, I can't see a scenario. Let's just put this in perspective. Let's get to the end of this race at Abu Dhabi. 5 laps to go. No, Verstappen's winning. Piastri's P2, and let's say, just for the sake of arguments, let's say Russell's P3 and Norris is P4. So Max has got the title clinched. What tells you McLaren would not have Piastri pull over and give that P3 to Norris for the world title?
I personally, I don't think that would happen. I think Piastri is a bigger man than that. That's just my opinion. And I don't think that right now Piastri and Zach Brown have the greatest relationship, as you could see post race Qatar. So I'm not too sure that Piastri would be willing to do that. Now, I think there's 2 points to this. First off, Piastri. Second off, I honestly believe you would see some international kickback on something like that, especially if it was a P2 to P4 situation, and then like say Russell finishes P2 out of it and Norris P3, they win the WDC. I don't think that would be a good look, and I feel like the FIA would probably see that as it not looking good for the sport. If you're just gonna pull over to specifically have your teammate win the championship, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a good look. But there's no rule saying that they can't. Would McLaren would McLaren probably try to do that? Most likely. They would try to do that. I think McLaren would try. But it's up to Piastri. It's all up to Piastri. And I just do not feel like Piastri is that kind of guy. Even still. I just don't think he is. I think he feels he got burned in Monza, and he's never going to try that again. He's never going to do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective. Even with a theoretical gun to his head, lose your ride. Yeah.
I don't think he honestly I don't think he would. I mean, have you seen the outroar of the Australian people towards McLaren this season? Dude, you had Australian senators talking about how Oscar Piastri was getting screwed over at McLaren. On a Senate floor.
I mean, you're not
like,
wrong.
He's got the whole country behind him. He probably feels like freaking Jesus right now. You know?
Australian Jesus.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would. What are you going to do? Fire me? Well, you're never getting a cent out of the Australian people ever again.
Yeah, no shit.
You screwed over Daniel Ricciardo, you're going to screw over me too? That's a bad look.
That is a bad look, dude.
Bad look.
That's a very bad look. I mean, McLaren's just a joke anyway. I mean, we talk about the cursed second Red Bull seat, but I mean, I feel like it's the cursed McLaren second seat just purely based upon the scenarios that are around it.
All you got to do is get rid of Zach Brown. Get rid of Zach Brown. That organization becomes so much better.
I agree. I mean, that dude absolutely knee padded his way to the top and has tried to turn. He's ruined McLaren. Just ruined them.
Yeah.
Like their reputation is never going to be fixed for me. I can't even stand him. I can't stand McLaren.
I can't either. I can't stand him.
I got freaking heated at Walmart the other day. I went into Walmart and I get stuck in the freaking self-checkout line by these two chicks that could not figure out how to work a stupid self-checkout, and they both had McLaren Lando Norris shirts on. And I was getting fucking pissed. It's like, get your shit figured out and get that stupid shit off your fucking back. This is retarded. I was getting tilted, man. It's getting tilted. But yeah, dude, it's a cancer. It's a cancerous society, toxicity all the way around. I can't do this McLaren thing anymore. So it's just I can't. What else were we gonna talk about? I guess we could preview the race here in a second. Drivers of the week. I nominated Yuki Tsunoda for his P5 in the F1 Sprint. Carlos Sainz. We didn't even mention him. Freaking where did this come from, dude? Like Carlos Sainz has turned up here at the end of the season. At Vegas has a good run. Qatar has a good run. Can you imagine if Sainz ends up Norris's butt buddy ends up costing him the world title by finishing in like the podium next week.
Yep.
That would be awesome, dude. Oh man. And then Fernando. He had P7 in both the sprint and the Grand Prix this weekend. He definitely McLaren needs to be sending him a Christmas gift if they win this world title with Lando because he absolutely saved their race. And then Boneheads of the week, Ferrari, just the entire logo of Ferrari, the fans of Ferrari, the engineers of Ferrari, the stupid color red, all of it is bonehead dumpster fire car. The SF25 is dog shit. And they've checked out on the season. Sorry. And then McLaren strategy team. Not one, not two, but three botched failures in this race weekend. And then I'll add a fourth there with the clownery of them looking like they're at a funeral when their own car wins the pole. That has got to be the most stupid thing I've ever, like the most what is happening moment I've ever seen. Like, it's like that. What's happening in motorsports? Like that would have made the list if we did a video today. That was absolutely insane. And then I'm going to nominate Haas as well for their pit mistake. Was it Oliver Behrman came in to make his pit stop and they jacked up the car and then the wheel falls off and they tell him to go and then they stop him because the wheel's not on the car. Like, it was just a complete debacle there. And then also they had some issue with Esteban Ocon as well where they told him not to pit. He was the only other car besides McLaren not to pit during the safety car. And then they bring him in to pit after the safety car, lost all his track. I don't know what the hell Haas was doing. Their pit strategy was just pitiful as well. All right, Tom. We're going to do a watch party. We said we're going to do it. We said we're going to do it if the world title fight was close. And I would deem this as a close world title fight. So this Sunday, tune in here on the Degabush channel. I'll get that scheduled here in the next day or so. But we're going to do a watch party for the season finale for the Formula One Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, where we're going to crown a champion. I don't know if you saw it, but if you go to the, I saw a bunch of tweets about this, but if you go to the F1 driver statistics page, it shows Lando Norris as a one-time world champion.
Ah, yes, I did see that.
I wonder if they fixed that. I've never even checked and see, but that seems pretty fishy to me, dog. I don't know. Seems pretty fishy.
That's a yikes.
That is an absolute yikes. Imagine them having to fix that now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, before we break down the race, our championship predictions, our race predictions, and everything, let's talk about the what-if scenario, right? If Lando Norris somehow Lando Norris, McLaren, Piastri, whatever, however you want to frame this, lose this title, where would this rank in all-time choke jobs in motorsports history?
Ooh,
like I'm trying to think of ones that would be worse than this, you know? Like, not just for championship, I mean, like, it could be a singular race, it could be a stretch of the season, it could be a driver change, a crew change, it could be a pit stop failure. I mean, obviously, Rodney Childers, Kevin Harvick at Phoenix is one that ranks in my brain as one of the biggest botches in NASCAR history, for sure. Tony Stewart losing the Daytona 500 by sticking with his teammate and not blocking the two fast Penske cars around the outside.
I'm trying to think. I mean, one for probably most people will remember. What was it? Was it Denny Hamlin 2010?
Yeah.
When he went
Absolute
sliding through the infield at Homestead.
Yeah.
And the first two laps.
Yeah.
And
after
bottled the previous two races.
Yeah, I was about to say he let Jimmy Johnson get right back in the fight. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a pretty big bottle right there.
Mark Martin pitting before on the white flag lap from the lead.
Oh man. Classic.
Colton Herta getting out of his car at the Indy 500 last year.
Yeah.
With the best car in the field. I mean, at that point of the race. I mean, yeah. I mean, this has got to be up there as one of the
most bottled moments of mankind.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Osama bin Laden. He bottled that pretty bad.
Oh man,
Probably Bush.
Chernobyl.
Yeah, Chernobyl. Hitler. He bottled that pretty bad.
Oh man, this is great. Great content. Oh man. Yeah, this would be bad. Oh man. Alrighty. Oh man. All right, where are we gonna go from here? I guess let's set the race up. How we see it playing out. I'm not giving up on Piastri being able to contend for a win. I think Piastri is going to outqualify Norris once again. That's my prediction. I wouldn't say it's far-fetched to say Piastri qualifies pole.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's far-fetched.
Now it's tough for P2, P3, right? Norris is going to qualify P3. P2, P3, somewhere in that range. I don't see another option there. Mercedes is a wild card. George, like Antonelli has turned up this season. George Russell has shown glimpses. Like, where does Mercedes play into this?
Russell P3. I'm calling it right now.
Russell P3.
He's going to finish P3.
I think so too. I'm completely with that. I think Verstappen wins this world title. I think he does. I think he qualifies P2 right behind Piastri. I think Norris probably qualifies P3 and Russell P4. We know Can't Go Lando is infamous. I think Russell passes Lando on the initial start, and I think Verstappen passes Piastri at the initial start. And then McLaren gets into panic mode. And I agree with you. I can't see a scenario in the world where Piastri is going to pull over for Lando Norris. He's going to be faster than Lando. What desperation do we see on pit road during this race, Tom? Like, do we see McLaren? They botched this entire weekend. Do they try to double down and do it again, or do they do the opposite? Do they play it safe and then screw themselves? Do they play aggressive? Like, I don't really know what the mindset of McLaren is. It feels like they're buff. They're juggling right now. Like, they're lost. And I'm with you. I think Russell P3. I think Mercedes is a big wild card here.
No. I want to sit here and say that no matter what happens, every pit stop that Piastri is going to experience is going to be slow or bottled.
Yeah.
And I want to say that every pit stop that Norris is going to have is going to be almost record breaking. I just don't know, because like, if Piastri qualifies P1 and stays out in P1, like, there's no way they're going to screw it up, because Piastri is going to get an insane lead. And the only way that they can bottle it is what happened at Qatar. Now, if Norris goes up there, qualifies P1 or P2, vice versa between the two, right? Then they're going to screw over Piastri. And then if Piastri qualifies like P5 and Norris P1, well, we already know that song. I think that what Red Bull needs to do is just have Yuki channel his inner grandfathers and pull out the kamikaze.
I agree, dude. I agree. Bonsai.
Just make it over before it started.
What can you imagine though if Yuki qualifies like second to Verstappen this weekend?
That'd be incredible.
That'd be insane. Incredible. Like the writing would be on the wall. I mean, that's not going to happen. But I mean, what if Red Bull just goes freaking balls wild with fucking Yuki's car this weekend? You know, what if they inject that thing with some methamphetamines and get it wrapped up around that track?
Put some put some what do you call it? Uh, 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 gosh dang it! What's it called? Frozen ice? Frozen?
Yeah,
Uh,
dry
um,
ice.
dry ice. Good lord,
Yeah.
thank you, Jesus. Put some dry ice in the intake. Make that shit super cold.
Do it for qualifying. Yeah, I mean, I think Verstappen wins the race. I'm just saying it now. I think Verstappen wins the race, and now that's all he can do. That's all he can do. It's all up to fate and fortune with whatever happens behind him now. What happens between McLaren? Can Yuki pull something out of his hat? Do we see a career drive by Antonelli? Russell? I mean, if Russell qualifies P3, he's gonna finish P3. That's just what Russell does, you
Yeah.
know? So we need Russell to qualify really freaking good, man. Like really good. He won't beat Verstappen head to head if he qualifies right with Verstappen. But he won't finish worse than where he qualifies. Like 99% of the time. So that's kind of what we need. And then my dark horse, I'm gonna go with Carlos Sainz, man. Like with what he did at Vegas, backs it up with Qatar. I think Carlos Sainz could be a threat as well in this mix here. Those Williams cars are fast, but they don't mess up strategy. They're super conservative. They basically follow whatever Red Bull does, it feels like. Like, I feel like if Williams and Sainz qualify well, he could be a threat too. I mean, Sainz could be the reason why Norris loses the world title. Like, just some dark horse like that just sneaks in and gets a podium that probably shouldn't have got, you know? So that's why I'm going to go Sainz dark horse.
All right. I'm just gonna stick with my normal. I'm going for Verstappen as a favorite. Dark horse Antonelli. I think there's a high chance Verstappen does win this weekend. But if McLaren does everything right, which they have proven that they can't do everything right for the past 3 weekends, if McLaren does everything right, they will win the championship. They will be the 2026 World Drivers Champions. If they make one mistake, that's all that's going to matter. One mistake, Verstappen wins. And it's going to be hailed as one of the greatest championship battles of all time.
120-point gap.
Yeah. It's
Down
insane.
to 12. Insane. This is like freaking Hollywood movie shit right here, dude. Like 20 years, like you know how they made that movie with James Hunt and Niki Lauda's world title fight.
Yeah.
In 40 years, we're gonna have a Max Verstappen Lando Norris world title fight movie. Just this entire script right here. If this happens, you know, like the craziest, most insane. What's the last great title fight we've seen in any motorsport, Tom? I mean, I guess we had the Jack 8 or the Action Express and Albuquerque battle at Petit Le Mans a couple years ago. That was pretty exciting.
In NASCAR, it was Tony Stewart
and Edwards, yeah.
Carl Edwards. In IndyCar, it was 2016 with Juan Pablo and Scott Dixon. They came to the last race at Sonoma with tied,
yeah.
basically. What else? I mean, this year was pretty close with WEC, wasn't it?
It was for
No.
a while. Well, it came down to the final race, 3 teams mathematically into it, but it never felt like it was ever out of like Ferrari. It was always Ferrari, yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy, man. This is just crazy.
Yeah.
It's one of the most insane seasons. I think, dude, F1. I mean, we're gonna talk about a little bit of the lawsuit stuff, but I think we'll save that for next week because we won't have a whole lot to talk about next week. So we'll save it. And plus we're only in like day 2 of that trial, so we'll save that for next week. But I think F1's gonna overtake NASCAR for all in viewership for like in America, dude. I think it's gonna be bigger.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've talked about it last week. These last 5 years of F1 have been probably the 5 greatest years of F1 history. And to have this kind of world title fight in the 75th year anniversary of Formula One as well this year, like,
Is it 75?
yeah, 75 years
Wow.
F1 this year. Yeah, like how
Hmm.
crazy, like how crazy, man.
Mm, that would be cool.
Yeah, Verstappen. That's who I want to win this world title more than anything. Um, and if he doesn't win, still one of the greatest comebacks in racing history. I mean, me and
Yeah.
Tom counted him out. Like, I'll have to go back to
Yeah.
that podcast and
Yeah.
play and get a clip of that. But me and Tom,
It was right after Austria,
Austria, yeah, me and Tom got on this podcast and went on like a 5 minute rant about how it was over.
and I was
How Red
wrong.
Bull was done.
I was wrong.
And what if I
And
think
I'll eat
Max
crow.
listened to that? Max was put that on
Yeah,
repeat.
Max was watching.
Been using that as motivation. Screw them digger boys saying I'm done. Oh man. That's all I've got for tonight, Tom. Is there anything else that I missed in the news section or anything
No,
else
I
you wanted to
just
talk
think
about?
that we need to make a public, you know, statement. And I'm speaking on behalf of the United States of America that the US of A is pulling for Verstappen for the F1 championship this weekend. And if you say otherwise, you're just wrong.
Get some help.
Yeah, get some help.
I agree. It looks like Verstappen won the poll. I put a poll up who wins the world championship fight. Looks like Verstappen, 100% of the vote. I think the common perception of this whole thing, I think most people are pulling for Verstappen. It's just that small, loud minority of femcel retardation army that's pulling for the McLarens, the clown army, you know. And they're gonna be sorely disappointed, and it's gonna be great. I think Twitter will be a war zone for at least a month after this world
Oh
title
yeah.
fight.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be fun. We can sit back and relax and watch it. Might have to do an off-season video of just shit posting on the shit posters, you know? Oh, that'd be fun. All right, so next week on the podcast, we'll be back. We'll talk about the World Championship fight at Abu Dhabi. We'll have a watch party, obviously, Sunday. Make sure you guys turn on notifications, stay up to date with that, and come join us and have some fun watching the final race of 2025 motorsport season with the F1 World Championship, Drivers' Championship on the line. Those polls for Driver and Bonehead of the Week will be up after this podcast. And then next week also, since we won't have a ton of talking points, we'll probably dive deep into the NASCAR antitrust lawsuit. By then, we'll have like a week worth of content to cover in one podcast. So we'll try to keep up to date with that so we can share some of that news with you. And then the week after, we'll probably do our driver grades for the F1 season. That should be fun. Have a whole podcast dedicated to that. And then we'll get into all of our fun off-season festivities. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this awesome December Tuesday. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. If you guys want to support us more, all of our social medias are in the description below as well as the bottom of our screen for you guys to go follow. We appreciate when you guys come and give us some support. Down below is also a link to our Discord. All the motorsports, drama, rumor, news, memes, whatever it may be, all motorsports from around the world right here on our Discord. Come post your own news, drama, rumors, memes, whatever it may be. We'd love when you guys do that. It's always fun to interact with you guys there in our Discord. Come join the greatest race community on the internet. Also, a link below to our merch store. Go buy you some Digga Boy swag. It's swagged out. All those proceeds help us make this content like this for you guys every Tuesday and more content to come in the future. We really appreciate you guys when you do that. That's it. That's all I got. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Enjoyed the race this weekend. That was so much fun watching the F1 race this weekend. It couldn't have played out any better, to be honest. I think only if Antonelli would have stayed in front of Norris would have been the only way that weekend would have been better. But it didn't happen. But it's still a chance. You're saying there's a chance. So hopefully you guys enjoy the race this weekend at Abu Dhabi. Come join us on Sunday for the watch party. And all of you have a great rest of your week. And we'll see y'all in the next one.